Hi there, I'm Linda Dillon with the Council of Love, and welcome my friends to Daybreak. I always, or have learned to always, pay attention to the Council's use of words. It's one of the primary ways in which they communicate with us. And I also have learned practically over the years that when the Council tells us that their love and energy is infused not only into their words, but the space between each letter of the word and the space between the words. It's incredible and it's intense. So yes, I pay attention. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I started hearing the Council use the word crumbling. First in an individual session, then in my meditations and reflections, then in my public channelings. It's a word I've never heard before from them. Ever. And that's a really long time. So I sat with this term, listening, pondering, because initially it feels harsh, dramatic, even with a degree of finality. So I wanted to make sure I was getting the full import of what was being communicated. The visions I kept seeing are both dramatic and mundane. The crumbling of beautiful ancient statues, the crumbling of our beautiful exquisite temples on Atlantis, the mundane crumbling of early childhood memories of finding only crumbs at the bottom of a chocolate chip cookie bag after my brothers Pat and Joe said they left some. Even a really old memory of crumbled chalk in the board erasers at school, in grade school. And yes, I am that old. And how lucky we thought we were to be chosen to go out to clean those erasers after school. And get covered with yellow chalk all over our navy blue tunics. Every mother's nightmare. But the most profound and sad vision is of crumbling broken hearts. The crumbling of broken dreams, promises, turning into dust. When things crumble, they can't be put back together. Glue and string and wishing, it doesn't work. There's that sense of loss, irreparable, irreplaceable. Now I know I can hear some of you, myself included, saying, well, energy is energy, and it can morph and reconstitute into something new, which is absolutely correct. However, that's not what I'm seeing and hearing in this regard to the term crumbling. I want to remind you of the universal laws channeled through me and given to us by Sanat Kumara, our beloved Raj. And particularly the law of elimination, which was rarely used, even with his absolute presence and guidance. And that was true and still is, but it certainly lightened up a couple of years ago. Now, the law of elimination is part of a grouping in the laws of transmutation, transformation, transubstantiation. And the best way to think of this law of elimination is discreation, which to our human minds seems almost incomprehensible, and to me, kind of scary. The potential for abuse, misuse, by our oftentimes barbaric, aggressive human selves is way too big. Hence the need for the very strict guardrails with SK, our now universal logos, and he's still holding those lines. So back to crumbling. Such a funny, almost archaic word. So why now? What's the message? Well, many folks are talking about the shift, our ascension, as a near future or a future event. It's important for us to really understand that the mother's alignment, her harmonization of dimensions, timelines, and frequencies has already taken place. It's done. We are on Nova Earth. That's why the guidance is ground, stay present, and don't look back. The human collective is the last kingdom awakening. And that, in fact, is a really good thing, because we really are standing and anchoring on terra firma. And we already have the support above and below, the rocks, the trees, the plants, the kingdoms, all of them. We already have that support. But in this new reality, what the mother calls the new, her never-ending wonderful, there are patterns, behaviors, energies that simply can't come along. Those frequencies are not only incompatible, there's simply no room for them. They have to be left behind. And that's where the crumbling comes in. Those paradigms, beliefs, behaviors, false grids, simply can't survive in the higher alignment of Nova Gaian frequencies. So they are disintegrating, crumbling. Hence the strong, repeated guidance. Do not look back. Stay grounded. Take only focused action. Otherwise, basically stay still, on planet, in form, and allow, surrender what doesn't serve to crumble. When we focus, when we bring our attention, and it's hard at times not to, but when we focus on the disarray, the drama, we're feeding it, we're sustaining it. No, that doesn't mean for us to be oblivious. It means to be aware, focused, intentional. Because that's why we, as brave heart, Nova Gaians, as rebel hearts, that's why we're here. But allow the crumbling to happen. Don't look back. Don't feed it. Because we're in this together, creating the new, heart to heart to heart. So as always, thanks for listening, and from my heart to yours, all my love. Until the next time, bye for now.